Welcome students. Let's see today's one more concept which comes under your module 2 itself, that is multiplicity. So in multiplicity, what we are going to learn, what is the meaning of your multiplicity, all these things we are going to see today. So multiple means what? What you are going to do actually in the multiple. So multiple means where it will have some objects, okay, and all the objects will be related to each other. So multiplicity concept you are going to utilize for multiple objects. That objects are going to be relate with each other. They will have their multiple of objects. So it means that how many objects are connected, that you are going to show in terms of your like in your diagrammatic way, okay, in terms of your some class diagrams or in the object diagrams you are going to show this multiplicity concept. And one more thing is also there, this multiplicity whenever you will associate with any of the object, you have to represent through the one to many concept or many to many concept or one to one concept, that also you are going to show. But here we cannot show directly, we cannot write one to one. We have some notifications or notations. So according to the notations, we are going to represent it. And also whenever you are going to give any of the connections, that connection or link will be known as your association link. That last class also we have studied about the associations. So that link you are going to give. So whatever I told, the same thing is written over here in this slide. We'll go through the slide also. Multiplicity concept, it will have many instances or objects which is going to be relate with the single instance in the term of your associated class. It means that if you have designed one class, then the many objects or instances are going to be connected with each other. And here it will be dependent upon your assumptions, how you are going to define it, how you are going to write. So remember, all the diagrams will be different from each other, because whenever you are doing any multiplicity diagram, you are doing it on your assumptions. So definitely it will not be same as per the other students diagram. It is everything is based on the assumptions. Moving towards your next slide, you can see, as I told you, that we need to follow some of the like constraint or some of the objects where the notations are there, that things we are going to write. So what all are that constraints? This is my multiplicity constraints. So these all are the constraints where you are going to get it in your diagrams. You have to notify in that way. So you need to remember this. So this is, there is, I have written here also the validation message where you are going to utilize this. See here, I have written here one, two dots, then star. It means that one to many. So this star will represent you the many concept. So it will have the many objects. So where you are going to utilize this, it must contain at least one value, one or more. Okay, so here the notation will be one to many. So the star will be notifying you the many objects. What is your next one? This is your one to finite upper bound. It means that you should have at least m number of values. So if you have this kind of lines, that you are going to represent in your diagram in this way. You have to write one, two dots, then you are going to write m. M in the sense upper bound. If you have finite lower bound to the upper finite upper bound. So finite upper bound we have notified as m. So it will be constant. So finite lower bound we have to notify it as your n. So if the concept is suggesting you to write finite lower bound to finite upper bound, you should represent in your diagram n, two dots, then m. This is the notifications. Next, if you are going to write 0 to finite upper bound, you have to write 0 two dots, then finite upper bound, which already we know, m. Suppose you want to write 0 to finite lower bound, you have to write 0 to dot n. So that notifications you need to remember. If it is exactly one value, you have to write only 1. If you have exactly equal to the finite bound, then you have to write n. So these all are the notifications which we are going to utilize for our diagrams. I will tell you one more thing also before that. We have two terms, okay? One is your multiplicity, one more is your cardinality. I hope cardinality word you have already listened in your mathematics. So how we are going to utilize in our software engineering, what we will do is multiplicity in the sense where there will be some constraint or some of the objects will be there which is going to be associated with among whom, with among your constraint also, and with among your objects. So what you are going to do, this multiplicity is a constraint, or you can say this is a collection of objects, okay, associated objects. So when it will associated, it will generate some of the cardinality value. That cardinality value is nothing but it is the count of objects, like how many objects has been associated. So when you are going to give the count, that is known as your cardinality. So you have to remember multiplicity is nothing but it is the constraint on this cardinality, okay? So multiplicity is nothing but it is the constraint of cardinality. Here you can see I have given the numbers. Here I have given m numbers. Here I have given many numbers. So that is the count of your cardinality. So this concept also you need to utilize. So now moving towards the next slide, you can see I have written that things. So here multiplicity again, what is how we are going to represent through our diagram way. Here I have written one class name. Here also you just take it as your class name or object name, your choice. So here I have written how many instances of one class may relate to each instance of another class. Let's take country name is your class name, and here capital city is your class name, okay? So now this has capital here, okay? So this class name is related with this concept with another class, okay? So here it has been connected with a link. This link is nothing but it is a association link, and one country is having one capital city, that is known as your one to one concept. So here I have shown you the example of how one to one concept has been related with each other by giving the relationship in the association, okay? One more example I will give you. Let's take the example as your the class name as your teacher, okay? So the teacher teaches subject, okay? So what I have written here, teacher teaches subject. So the teacher will be the class name, teaches will be the relationship, subject will be another class name. So what I'm going to do, what kind of relationship I can give? I can give one to one. One teacher teaches one subject. So it will be the association of one to one. Now, this is my class diagram. Suppose the same thing, if I want to, I'll just move towards one. I hope you all of you can see this. And I'm just doing the same thing over here so that you can understand it properly. Let's take what I have told you. I'm writing over here. This is what it will be. This is my teacher. Okay. Teacher. Then what is happening here? Then I have to give one more relationship, like here I will give one more. So that will be my subject. So I will write here subject. So teacher and subject, what kind of relationship they have? They have the teaches relationship. So I'm giving the connectivity over here, okay? So what I'm going to do Here I will just write down teaches. So what kind of relationship here? Teaches. And also how it will be a one-to-one relationship. So here I have written one and here I will write one. Okay. So the relationship is teaches and teacher teaches to the subject. This is known as my, I'll just move down. This is my class diagram. Okay. If you are going to represent in the term of your class diagram, you have to do in this way. I'll just make it bold so that you can see. So now from this class diagram, I'll keep it in the down. So from this class diagram, if I want to generate the object diagram, how I'm going to do? So what I will do, I'll just take one more box over here. This is my object diagram. We need to remember this is my object diagram. From this class, you have to do it in the down. I'm doing it in the up ever because it will be easy for me to drag and drop. You do it in the down. This is my object diagram which I'm going to generate from this class diagram. What I will do, so as I have told you that this is my teacher, so I'll just write down any teacher name. So let me write my name itself. So I have written like this. I told you we should give the colon mark. It is a teacher. And as it is a object, we need to underline this. Okay. Then what we should do? We should write the subject name. How we are going to write the subject name? Take one more box, keep it here, give the relationship also. This is my relationship. What kind of relationship? This is my teachers. Okay, this is my teachers relationship. Okay, I hope you can see here what I should write. I should write the subject name. Let me write computer I'm teaching you. So otherwise software engineering, you write anything. So this is my subject. So what I will do, as it is a object, so I need to underline this. So this is, and what kind of relationship? Yes, we should not forget to give the relationship also. What kind of relationship? 1:1 relationship. Okay. So in this way, you need to always give the relationship. If I want to make one more object diagram, how I'm going to do? Similar thing you have to do again over here. Okay. I will do one more object diagram here. How many object diagram you want to do? You can do multiple object diagram. So here I have shown you how you are going to give the link of 1:1. So let's go back to the slides. The same thing has been written over here. This is one example. So next what I am going to do, I am just moving towards my next slide. Let's see how I am going to utilize the association end names. Okay, this is one more concept where we have to utilize. So where you are going to give, by the way, this association end names, these things you have to give this name the end of the associations. End of the association means the association is nothing but you are going to give the descriptions, right? You have to specify what kind of relationships it is having. So here what I have done is I have given the associations. Let's see the example first. UML specifies association end name next to the association end. Okay, so what will happen here? The person, it is a employee. Okay, but employer for company. So the person works for company. Person is your class name, company is another class name. The relationship between these two class is your works for. What is the association link? I have given the association link here. Now, what is your association end names? This one, employee and employer. So the person is an employee over here. And for which company is the employer for your this company? So this kind of which can describe. Here also I have written association end name appear as noun in problem description. So what will happen? This person, you are going to write in a very descriptive way. You have to use the noun versions and you have to describe for what purpose he is working. So the person is a employee. for company, or it is employer for this company. So it is works for. Person works for company. This is your relationship. This is your association end. These two. This line is your association link. Now what is your multiplicity? You can see here, this is a, what is this? This is a multiple. Okay, symbol star. Star is nothing but your multiple. This is 0 to 1. So what you are going to do? Many persons can work for many companies also. Many persons can work for one company also. So here it is showing you the two types of relationship. And also it can provide a means of traversing an association. What do you mean by traversing? One company can carry many persons. Okay, in one company many persons can work, or else traversing one more way, many persons can work for one company. So both the things, it is having the two-way relationship. So that is the meaning of here. That's the reason we have used this association end names, which will specify two variety of objects which will be in the same class, right? So here you can see the class is person, here the another class is company. So both the objects are there in your same class, but if I will traverse it, then there will be two-way relationship, and this two-way relationship provided by your association end names. That's the reason we have to use the concept of association end names. Okay, so if I will move towards my one more slide, you can see here, this is a little more little more difficult things has come over here. You need to understand. Before that, I will tell you one more example also. Suppose I have taken one class name as person. Okay, we'll just go back to here, like documents. So what will happen? This is my object diagram which has been finished. Let's do here one more thing. What I will do is I will take the person. Okay, so here I will take one more box. I will write here person. So just understand the diagrams. Okay, so person. So what I'm doing is the person, I'm giving you, this is one more example. Okay, for your association end names, this is one more example. So what is happening here is the person can write the book, right? I'm writing person. I will take one more this rectangular box. What I will write over here, I'll write book. Let's take the person is writing the book. So what kind of relationship I want to give? Association link. I have connected it. Okay. So now what I will do? I know my relationship will be right. Okay. So what is this? My right. So I'm going to write. The person is going to write the book. Right. So now what kind of relationship it will have? It can say that multiple persons can write multiple books, or else one person can write one book, or else many books can be written by the person. So how you are going to find out the relationship? I will give here the star. Okay, and the relationship will be with 0, 2 dots, 1. Fine, this is my relationship. I just remove this underline. Okay, fine. So here you can see the relationship will be like this. Multiple persons can write multiple books. Multiple books can be written by single person. One person can write one book. So it is providing you three variety of relationship. That's why I have given this kind of relationship. Okay. So now if I want to give here, suppose I want to give what is my association end names. So what kind of association end names I can give? The person can he can teach also, he can write also the book, right? So I can give this side teaches. Okay, it is just moving this side, so I just want to write here. Okay, teaches. And also this side what I want to write, I can write the textbook. Okay, The person can write also, the person can teaches also. You can see the relationship now. What I have done, this side the person can teaches, okay, and also this side I can give the association name as textbook. So what will happen, I can the person can teach that book also, can write that book also. The relationship you can generate how you want. So if I want to write down some of the teachers name, suppose I'll write my name, okay, then I'll write some anything, any name. So suppose yeah, I have written some name. So now what I will do, which kind of textbook, suppose here I will write software engineering. You have to specify all these things, otherwise you won't get the marks. This is my class name, sorry, this is my class names, okay, this is my object names. So here suppose I'll just write down anything, suppose maths, okay. So this is my math book. So here I have two persons who is writing, there are two teachers, two persons, those who are teaching also and writing the books. So this is nothing but, this is the concept of your association and names. So if anybody will ask you, or in the question paper you are going to get this kind of things, you have to give this kind of relationship. So now moving towards one more concept of your slide. You can see here what is happening here. Here you can see the association and names which will have the two objects of the same class. Okay, there will be two objects. How we are going to distinguish it, how we are going to write also. So what is happening here, you can see the relationship, user is there, dictionary is there, okay. So here you see in this figure the container and the contents, okay, the container and the contents, these two are the two usage of directory in the self association. So these two things are the objects which has been used for this dictionary. What is the next thing? A dictionary may contain many lesser directories and may optionally may contain itself. It means this dictionary can contain the data of itself, or else it can contain the data from this side. Association and name can also distinguish multiple association between the same pair of classes. So here whatever you are seeing, all these things are your association and names. So the dictionary and the user both are the class name. And what is happening here, the last line you can see, each directory has exactly one user who is an owner and the authorized user who can use this directory. So what happened? How this example has been built up? The user is there, the dictionary is there. These two are the classes. This user has the association n names, that is your owners and authorized user. So, and also it has some link in between where owner, there will be one owner who will be having multiple authorized users relationship. So this one is having one to many relationship. Here there is dictionary. So this dictionary has two things. One is container, one is contents. So this container can have multiple contents, or else one container will have multiple contents. Otherwise, many contents can be available in one container. So all these variety of things are there. That's the reason the multiplicity has been defined over here. Many, that is star mark, to 0 to 1. And also, as there are many dictionaries, this relationship will have the many to many. So here, why this is also one more way where the self association has been derived. So we will go more detail about this diagram once we'll go to the next slide. You can see over here how to represent it, because whatever we have studied before, we used to write the class diagram in such a way that where the modeling concept was not correct. So now here we will study how we are going to model this properly. with the proper reference number. How we are going to do? Because each association end name will have the multiple references. How it is going to have the multiple references? Because it will have the same class. As it is having the same class, that's the reason it is going to have the multiple references. So we used to write in this way, right? Parent, a relationship with the child. Let's take the parent is one class and the child is another class. So if I will ask you to do the diagram, what you will do? You will just do like this, parent to child. There will be the like parents. So two has been written over here and multiple. Okay. So a parent has one child also. A parent has multi like children also. But this is not the correct model. How you are going to write the correct model? The parent we cannot take it as a class. We have to take the class as person. What we will write? The person. So the person will be a class. Next, what we are going to give? We have to give the association end names. The person will have the association end names, that is parent and child, where you can give the relationship. That's the reason why we are writing like this, because some of the concept will be there which will not preferred by your associations. That time you need to move to your generalization concept. So these things are based on your generalization concept. Whenever you cannot write or you cannot generalize any of the class name properly, you need to go to the generalization concept. Okay, so if I will write teacher and student, then that kind of this kind of diagram is fine. But if I am going to the parent and child relationship, as it is an inherited relationship, I cannot write these things in my association end name. I need to go for the concept of generalization or inheritance concept, where I have to maintain the model in this way. So moving towards one more concept, that is ordering. We will see everything in one diagram. So don't worry for all, don't worry. Ordering. So what do you mean by ordering and how, where you are going to use this? So this is also a type of your association. Okay, where it is you are going to use, you are going to use this whenever you want to denote or notify any set of objects. Okay, at least one end if you want to write, another end you don't want to write. You can see this diagram also. One end you want to write, but you don't want to mention in another end. Okay, for due to some specific orders, that time you have to use this ordering concept. So here you can see there is a workstation screen which will have the multiple windows. Okay, it will have the overlapping windows, and these windows are explicitly ordered whenever there will be the, it is going to be visible. Fine. So the screen will be one, there will be multiple windows, and the screen will be visible on your window. So what you are going to do? This is nothing but, this is your ordering the objects for an association end. So here, if you want to order how many, that many windows will be visible. So some of the concept will be there whenever you are going to order it. That time you have to utilize this ordering concept. One more thing is there, that is your bags and sequence. How you are going to utilize this bags and sequence? This is one more concept in association relationship, where some of the objects will be duplicated, okay, or double. So that time you need to use this kind of sequence, and this kind of sequence you have to use only in the association end. I have cleared you what is the meaning of your association end. You need to utilize only in the association end. So what do you mean by this bag? What is there? So in this bag, it is a collection of elements which is duplicated. Okay, otherwise the duplicate elements will be inside this bag. So now what do you mean by sequence? Sequence will be, it is an ordered collection of elements with duplicates allowed. It means that this is a collection of object where in other end, like this end, all the duplicated values or sequence will be appeared. Okay, so if it is going to appear, then that is known as a sequence. That only it will collect the duplicate elements, but sequence will visualize how many duplicated values are there. This is the concept of bags and sequence. If I will move towards one more concept, that is my association classes. What is this association class? This is nothing but this is a kind of class where you will have to attach a box, okay, where it will be in a dashed line. So if you are going to attach any dashed line, that is known as your association class. So this is also a class which is present inside the class itself. We are not going to write a different class for that. So this is known as an association class. It is the UML notifications will be as a dashed line. So here you can see everything is put together. Here you can see the user and the workstations. Here I have been used the association class. Okay, because it is everything is in the dashed line. What association class I have been used here? Authorization. Okay, so the user has to authorize for the workstation. So that is my different class. It will also act as my class. So multiple users can work for multiple workstations, and being they have to be authorized. Here one more example, the priority privilege stations. This is a, you can see the multiple to one relationship is there. Here multiple to multiple is there. This is my association class because dashed line is present. So this is my ordinary class, just to have the relationship. This is class name, this is one more class name, this is one more class name. So what will happen, one person can purchase the any of the items, many items, and also many items will be stocked into the company. So there are two relationships. This is known as my ordinary class. So these all are the variety of your association class which has been associated with your multiplicity. So in your exam you may get the problem like you can there are many questions which has already come up. You can get the question like you have to give a suitable example where you are going to give the UML notations with respect to your class model or multiplicity, or with respect to your class model and association class. So they can give this kind of questions. Otherwise they can give the questions like you have to explain the with the example in the class model for your bags and sequences. So this kind of questions used to come, and we will see many more examples in the next class.